Hey, everybody. Okay, let's go over 5 things that can help you block all those distractions. So I'm Dr. Mary Rensel from Brain Fresh. Let's go because I know you could be distracted any minute. Okay, the 5 things that can help us. Why does it matter? Because distractions rob our joy. Okay, so there's a lot of people, there's something called the attention economy, and everybody's after your attention, but yet your attention and focus are the only way that you could live fully in your gifts, right? So we need to set up a fortress, set up blockers out there so that nobody's taking your attention that you don't want them to. Okay, so who's the primary offender? A phone, right? Because a phone, they realized our neuroscience, what we like. We like colors, we like little presents once in a while, little surprises. We like emotions, we want to follow the story. So who's gotten stuck on their phone for like an hour and like what just happened? I just lose an hour if I'm looking at like craft reels from Instagram or something. So I put my phone in gray screen. If you want some help with gray screen, just put it in the comments and I'll send you how to do it. But it did help me, have like an hour less a day on my phone, which is a huge deal because I have another hour to focus on what's important to me. So, 5 things that we can do. First, subscribe and like, and excuse me, share it with somebody who's important to you. Because we want people living in their joy and their gifts and not being blocked by distraction. So when we're distracted, it's not our happy state, right? We're just trying to navigate all these distractions. It's not the time we can focus on what's important to us. So, number one is to understand how your brain is wired, what your particular gifts are. In neuroscience, we call that your connectome. Connectome. It's like, how does your brain connect? So, the brain is full of billions of, like, let's say your nerve is like your phone, and then the wire coming out, and there's another wire. And of course, brains are amazing, but there's billions of those. Like, we actually don't even know how many nerves that you have. Excuse me. So let me get some water. So think about it, connectome. Think about it for a minute when I get water. Okay. Connectome. So do you hear the word connect? So it's when nerves connect and how they connect. It's almost like if you can imagine a subway system and how there's nodes, like how there's a train station, a lot of trains come in. Nerves or something like that, they connect, and how they connect helps you be really good at something. So your connectome will give you your special gifts and talents. Okay. So it's really important to understand what you're good at, what's important to you, what are your values right now, because then that helps you say no to all those things trying to distract you, right? So number one, ways to block out distraction is understand your gifts and strengths. A great way to do that, there's lots of ways to figure it out, but one is Clifton Strengths. I don't get anything from them to say this, but I found it very helpful to do Clifton Strengths. I found it helpful personally. Well, first of all, it's way more fun to approach something from your positive view, right? Like your gifts, like what are you good at? And when you're good at these things, what could happen? It's very cool. So they give you like a report. So Clifton Strengths, Strength Finders, you heard that one? Clifton Strengths. It's like $30. I mean, what did you last spend $30 on? You could put it in the comments. It's probably dinner, lunch, maybe even just lunch. Shoes, I mean, probably way more, right? Unless they were like flip-flops. Like what did you spend $30 on? Cat food? Dog food? Okay, you're worth it. So find out your strengths, Lipton strengths. That's number one. That's the way to block distractions because then you find out what you're really good at, what you should be doing, where you should be spending your time and energy. There's also personality assessments. There's a lot of assessments to get to know yourself so that you don't waste time on things that are not important to you right now. It's 100% so worth it to do a value assessment. We do that in my group. I call it WAG. So I have a group for women doctors. So if you're a women doctor, you want some info, I'll put it in the show notes. But we definitely do a desk side report of our focal points, right? So we have to know our values, professionally, what's important to us, because so many people ask us to do things. We have to make sure that we're doing what's really important to us because we'll be good at it too. So that's the thing is learn your strengths and learn what's important to you. And just then you can lock everything else out like a fortress. Just don't let other things in, right? So that's number one, connectome, your special gifts of your brain. Number two is habits to the rescue. So when we make something a habit over time, we do it over and over. Maybe we tweak it, how we do it, when we do it. But the more that we build habits, the less mental energy we have to put into it. So let's say brushing your teeth, you mostly, hopefully, do that at least twice a day and floss, once a day. I'm not a dentist, but dental health matters for general health. So that's a habit. So we usually don't think about it. We usually don't buck the system a lot, not want to do it and think when we're going to do it. And we don't put a lot of usually mental energy in how we're going to do it as adults, right? I'm talking to adults here. Others might still be figuring out that pattern, how they're going to get that into your day. But when you're trying to build habits, you're actually changing your connectome because the nerves will connect in a more efficient way the more you do things. So that's called learning or long-term potentiation. That's how the nerves will connect more efficiently. And that's how the brain actually changes with new actions. Think of riding a bike, learning how to skateboard, learning how to write. Um, if you're watching a baby trying to learn how to eat, get it close to their mouth and closer and they're shaky. And so we can learn as adults, but it may take a while. And so we're slowly building long-term potentiation, like the connections of the nerves and even some of the chemicals the nerves release. They'll release more, so it's more efficient. Okay, so number one, distraction blocker, connectome. Know your gifts and your values. Number two, habits to the rescue. So habits just save us energy. They save us like body. I have this new Garmin 5 from work. So it's telling me like my body battery. I don't know. I don't really, I haven't really, we'll see. What do you think about that? Do you have a body battery on your phone? How does it know? Anywho, I guess it's just watching energy throughout the day because I feel like we're all very different and I know ways to intentionally kind of recharge through the day. Um, so habits to save energy. Maybe it'll help your body battery. Do you have one? Okay. And then number three is literally like, how do you recharge your brain through a busy day? Okay. This is something we go over in my distraction challenge. So I have this 5-step distraction challenge where, over a month you get emails with quick little tips. And then we meet 2 times live so we can, just figure out what works for you and share resources. It's for busy women. I'd love for you to have me join. I'd love for you to join me. It's right out. The link is below in the show notes as well. Okay. So number three is recharge your brain. How do we do that? So we slow down 5 to 10 minutes 3 times a day. This comes from a researcher at Weatherhead, and it's a wonderful book called The Resonant Leader. And he shares that just like changing your neurologic setting from sympathetic, which is very focused, get the work done, task oriented, to parasympathetic is rest and relax state. That through the day we should do that, even though that's not what we learn really, and that's not really what's modeled in the workplace. Usually it's like go, 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 get everything done, and then you can leave and relax. But actually, these little mini breaks, and in this book, it's suggested 3 times a day, 10 minutes to go into parasympathetic mode. So that might be just looking at nature. I have a pretty window here, the beautiful nature. It might be going out in nature, go for a little walk. It might be just looking at your phone for pictures that you love, people that you care about, animals, something that you care about. Um, or if you're with your animals, I'm babysitting 2 of my daughter's cats. So they've been crawling all over, and my dog's here too. So I have a lot of furry things today. So furry things get us in parasympathetic mode generally, as long as they're well behaved. So usually that works. Furry animals, I guess scaly animals don't work, is what this book suggested. So I don't know that lizards work, but I guess it depends how you feel about your lizard. Okay, so that's the third distraction blocker and focus builder so that we can do what we're really good at, how we can help our community with our gifts. We want to have meaningful work. We want to feel like we matter, that we have a purpose to our days. We don't want to be just taken over by companies that are grabbing our attention. Okay. So far, connectome, that's how your brain is wired and you have particular gifts. Number two, habits, because they save you energy, cognitive focus and energy. Number three is recharging your brain. those little breaks with your pet or a picture or nature. Music works too. Movement works, little stretch. Okay. Number four, creativity to the rescue. So, what do you do that you create something? Do you do anything with a pen, a pencil, music? What? So, what do you do that's creative for you? Is your work creative? If it is, put it in the comments. What is your creative work? Believe it or not, we're all usually creating something at work. Maybe it's a project, it's a paper, it's a committee report, it's an idea, it's a protocol. I work in healthcare, so that's how I think. I'm certainly not making art at work as I would define it, but art is something that changes people's lives. So maybe we are. Are we? What do you think? Tell me your opinion in the comments. Okay. And the last number five thing that helps us with our focus is a positive mindset. And all that means, it doesn't mean you're happy-go-lucky, everything's perfect, because it is life, right? And life can be lifing, as the cool kids say. So there's ups and downs and arounds, and life is just not always smooth and perfect. And we see people suffering, we see people sad, and we see people who are challenged. And then we also see people doing great and in a good time of their life where things are happy. And usually in the day, we can go up and down throughout those cycles, right? Someone said once, every day is 50-50, good, bad. You might say I had a great day, and that would maybe because you're focused on the good. Um, Tell me, put 50-50 in the chat if you think all days are 50 good, 50 bad. Well, first of all, good, bad is also a mindset thing because sometimes bad, quote unquote, or challenges are our learning points. So when we have a challenge, makes us think, go back to number one, which is our values, like what's important to us. This might be a quote unquote bad situation because I value health. I value education. If I see any threat to those, I don't, I'm not happy about it because those are important to me. Those are my values. Okay. So positive mindset, what are we referring to? We're referring to just hope that things can get better. Do you have hope? There's some positive mindset words. If you've heard of Carol Dweck, you could put growth mindset, growth in the chat. But she tells us about the not yet, like I'm just not there yet. I want to be able to do push-ups easier. So I started a push-up challenge this year. And so I started with 10 push-ups a day in January, and now I'm up to 50 push-ups a day. Okay, I don't do that perfectly. I do now maybe a couple times a week, 50 mostly, sometimes 30 to 50, but it's more than I did in January, which was 10. And it's getting a little easier. I still do them on my knees. But it's moving forward. And so my effort toward this has an outcome where I feel stronger. Then I feel stronger when I'm doing yoga and things, which is nice. It's great. So I set a goal. I didn't know really what I would get to if I would actually get to this level, but I'm still going to go up 5 every month. So by the end of the year, I mean, it might be serious. It might be like a military recruit. We'll see. Okay, so that's one of my challenges because I wasn't there yet in January where I wanted to be. So I set some systems into place so I could grow. And effort will help me see some results. And Carol Dweck believes that we can all learn and move forward and get better at various things. And if we believe we can, we usually can. And she also says that our future is unknown and unknowable. So we can assume we know where we're getting to and what it will be like, but we really can't. Like we can't know the future, right? So I do love that quote that the future is unknown and unknowable. Okay. So 5 things. Which one's your favorite? Put it in the chat. Connectome, knowing your gifts, things that you're just good at, you could do so easily, you would do for free. If you could get paid for it, amazing, but you just love doing these things. So that's number one. Your connectome, how your nerves are wired and connected. It gives you your gifts and strengths. Number one. Number two, habits, because it saves us some cognitive load, they say. Like how much do we have to think about every day? 3, those little moments of recharging our brain so that we kind of build up our focus again. So time to just relax a little bit so that we can focus and get our work done. Okay. Not just get our work done all day long. You need those little breaks. Okay. It's not what public says. Mostly it says just put your nose to the grindstone and go, just work, 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 work. I know nurses work 12 hours, physicians work long hours, people work long hours, and it's just like go, go, go. Um, and then creativity to the rescue. So when we feel like we're creating something, especially for someone else to make it better for other people, we're happier, right? So we want to make sure our work matters. We don't want to work on a project that is just something that's just going to create a document that no one's going to read, right? So we want to make sure our work matters. So today, think about when you're going into work, what are you going to do and does it matter? And for now, for next generations, where will your work have impact? And then the last one, positive mindset. Do you have hope that things could be different? Are you willing to put some effort into something that's important to you? So basically, we don't know the future, Dr. Dweck. She says the future is unknown and unknowable. We have an assumption of what it will be, but we don't know. So work towards that and just keep an open mind, right? And self-compassion is important, just be good to yourself. So those are 5 tips. Let me know your favorites and then reach out. I'm starting a distraction challenge every month. So we have it. You will get emails each week with little teaser videos on what to think about and how to start something this week. And then we have 2 days where we all come together live as a group, 20 minutes because I know things are busy. So that we can, operationalize these new things and we could share, what worked for us because it's really great to hear from people so that we can understand what worked and what didn't work. Okay. I believe in you. You got this. All right. Please like and subscribe and you'll get more of these. Yeah. Awesome.